proper way of action, one can finally be elevated, or one can be liberated from this world, or elevated to the stage of pure devotional service to the Supreme Lord Vishnu, Krishna. So, wonderful verse, 43rd, we read, उत्सन्न कुल धर्मानां मनुष्याणां जनार्दना नरके नियतं वासो भवति इत्यनुशुश्रुमः. I have heard from the disciplic succession. So next verse, another very wonderful verse, Arjunji is continuing, and few more verses, 44th, 45th and 46th. So that is the end of first chapter. So one more verse we will read, 44th verse. Another beautiful verse. Arjunji is continuing. Aho bat mahapapam. Aho bat mahapapam kartum vyavasthita vayam. Aho bat mahapapam kartum vyavasthita vayam. Yad rajya sukha lobhena hantum swajanam udyatah. यद राज्य सुख लोभेन हन्तुं स्वजनमुद्यतः अहो बत महापापं कर्तुं व्यवस्थिता वयं यद राज्य सुख लोभेन हन्तुं स्वजनमुद्यतः. Another wonderful verse. Aho bat mahapapam kartum vyavasthita vayam yad raj sukh lobhena hantum swajanam udyatah. Aha, alas, but how strange it is, mahat great papam, since kartum to perform vyavasthitah, decided vayam we, yat so that Rajya kingdom Sukhalobhena, driven by greed for royal happiness, Hantum to kill, Swajanam kinsman, Udyataha trying for. So wonderful verse. Yad Rajya Sukhalobhena Hantum Swajanam Udyataha. Alas, how strange it is. Alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit greatly sinful acts driven by the desire to enjoy royal happiness. Alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit greatly sinful acts driven by the desire to enjoy royal happiness. So Arjunji here, he is telling to his friend, Lord Shri Krishna, oh my God, Lord Shri Krishna, oh Krishna, how strange. We are preparing to commit greatly sinful acts. We are going to kill, so sinful activities we are going to engage into just for our desires to enjoy royal happiness in future, driven by the desire to enjoy royal happiness. So the purport Swami Srila Prabhupada writes, driven by selfish motives, one may be inclined to such sinful acts as the killing of one's own brother, father or mother. There are many such instances in the history of the world. But Arjun, being a saintly devotee of the Lord, is always conscious of moral principles and therefore takes care to avoid such activities. Arjun, being a saintly devotee of the Lord, is always conscious of moral principles and therefore takes care to avoid such activities. So it is not that Arjunji was motivated, truly speaking. Here Arjunji, he is thinking so much. Duryodhanji and others, they have usurped, and Dhritarashtra and Duryodhanji, they have usurped the kingdom of the Pandavas, and Duryodhanji was not prepared to give even 5 villages to these Pandavas, and but he is not thinking, Duryodhanji is not thinking in these terms at all. He is prepared to kill his brothers. He is prepared on the other side, on the side of the Pandavas, Lord Sri Krishna himself, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is present, and he is prepared to fight with everyone. He is not at all worried. Duryodhanji is not at all worried. Even though Lord Sri Krishna is there on the other side, and there are so many friends of Duryodhanji and relatives who are present on the side of Pandavas, well-wishers, and everyone in that way. For the well-wishers of Kauravas, Duryodhanji and all his brothers. But he is not thinking, Duryodhanji is not thinking, but see Arjunji, after he is ready to beg and live, but now he is thinking, oh, what a sinful activity it is. And being driven by, so that is the position of Arjunji. Is a great Mahatma, Raj Rishihi, the kings in the, Evam Parampara Praptamim Rajarshu Vidhu. They were so saintly, the kings were so saintly. So he is so much introspecting, and he is trying to find a fault in himself, and he is trying to, somehow or other he is trying to blame himself, that being driven by desire to enjoy the royal happiness, we are motivated to commit such great sinful acts. So Swami Srila Prabhupada, he is writing in the purport, driven by selfish motives. So we have seen, and we see in this world, and with Kali Yuga, such activities are increasing. People are forgetting all moral and ethical codes of conduct, and people are ready to kill one's own brother, father, mother. And there are instances in the history of the world, we have seen so many demoniac class of men. They break all rules and regulations just for their own sense gratification, just for their own selfish motives. There are so many fallen souls, Naradhama, Adami, Papi, Dushkritinaha. They never hear to good instructions. They never take up to devotional life. They never surrender to the Supreme Lord, or they never accept the goal of life as Supreme Lord Vishnu, or accepting the shelter or surrender to the Supreme Lord. They never accept. They consider themselves and their dictations of their mind and senses to be the highest. And being driven by such selfish motives, they kill their own brother, father, mother. But Swami Srila Prabhupada here is writing, Arjunji, being a saintly devotee of the Lord, is always conscious of moral principles and therefore takes care to avoid such activities. So Arjunji is not at all willing. So much has happened in the past, and still Arjunji is thinking. So that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and that is the sign of great souls, Mahatmas. बुरा देखन मैं चला बुरा न मिलिया कोई, जब दिल देखो आपनो मुझसे बुरा न कोई. They always try to find fault in themselves. In all circumstances, in all time, place and circumstances, they always try to find fault in themselves and try to improve themselves. And that is the teaching of all the great acharyas, Mahatmas, Swami Srila Prabhupada and his spiritual master Bhakti Siddhant, Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajakacarya Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, he said, when faults in others, when you are too much disturbed by seeing faults in others, one should introspect and find a fault in himself. Rather than looking into faults and frailties of others, if faults in others deride you, then one should hold and try to introspect and find a fault in himself. Because every living entity, each one of us, we are away from the Supreme Lord. We are away from the Supreme Lord, Shri Krishna. We are away. We are in this material world. We are not in the spiritual world. Because of anarthas, some anarthas in our heart. And no doubt, everyone in this world, they have shortcomings and anarthas. But it is more important if one look into his own, if one introspect and try to improve himself, because by doing so one will get purified, one can purify his existence. That is recommended in the scriptures. By introspecting our own self constantly, and that is spiritual life, one can make spiritual progress. One can get rid of his anarthas and one can be transferred back. Swami Srila Prabhupada always says, back home, back to Godhead. We have totally forgotten who we are, how we are loitering, wandering in this world, material world. What is our relationship with the Supreme Lord? What is our eternal constitutional position? And life after life, punarapi janma, punarapi manna. And we are busy in this struggle for existence. We are struggling very hard. And we are becoming more and more expert, daksha. By every small victory in this world of struggle for existence, we think we are becoming more and more experienced. Now we are capable to deal with more and more sufferings. No, but that is not the goal of life. The goal of life is to come out of the sufferings. However expert swimmer one may be, the Shastra says, however expert swimmer, he cannot cross. If one thinks, now I have learnt, each one of us, we think, now we are swimming very comfortably, easily, but we are in ocean. Any moment we will be tossed by its waves and we will be in a precarious condition. So that is the quality of Arjunji. And in contrast, or in contrary, we can see that Duryodhanji is not at all worried. He is not at all thinking in these terms. But Arjunji is thinking, alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit greatly sinful acts driven by the desires to enjoy royal happiness. So he is becoming so emotional. Arjunji is becoming so emotional, so compassionate, not prepared to kill, Jiv Himsa, anybody. And because now the situation is like that the circumstance is like that he has to kill, there is no other option available, and the Supreme Lord is also there, available with him. There is no other option. I will accompany you, Supreme Lord is accompanying him. But still he is not at all, and he is feeling very sorry and he is crying. I have to kill my own kinsmen, my own teachers. my own fathers, my grandfather. So that is the nature of a pure devotee. Even though he has taken birth in the royal family, Kshatriya, but still he is totally renounced from the heart, ready to accept the life of a mendicant immediately. If the nature or the Supreme Lord forces, one is ready to take up the life of a mendicant. And so that's why these verses are also very important. And Srila Vyasdeva has included them so that one should understand that no, Arjunji and Lord Sri Krishna, they didn't fought the war of Mahabharata. The war of Mahabharata was not as a result of their any sort of shortcoming in Arjunji or Pandavas. No, it was because of the obstinacy. It was because of the obstinacy of Duryodhanji. So, and it was Lord Sri Krishna who had decided that these miscreants we have seen in the purports, Swami Srila Prabhupada explained in the previous verses, because Lord Sri Krishna, he had already decided that these miscreants should be killed. So, wonderful verses we read, 42nd, 43rd and 44th. अहो वत् महापापम कर्तुम व्यवस्थिता वयम यद राज्य सुखे सुखलोभे न हंतुम स्वजनम उद्यतः. So we'll take up another two verses, 45th and 46th, in our next reading session. Till then, I would like to stop here and would request you all to contemplate and meditate on the teachings and of these purports of Swami Srila Prabhupada and these concepts, and take up Krishna consciousness in a more better and serious way in our day-to-day life. So with this I would like to stop here. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य श्री श्रीमद शिवान के सब चरणार विंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद जी की जय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय. चैतन्य महाप्रभु की जय. हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय. निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे. हरि हरि बोल. हरे कृष्ण.